Signal characteristics. See, from this second unit, we are going to remember you that GPS signal components and their purpose, properties, and power level. Signal acquisition and tracking, navigation information extraction, pseudo ranging estimation, frequency estimation, GPS satellite position calculations, signal structure and selective availability, differences between GPS and Galileo satellite construction. So these are the topic we are going to remember you that from second unit. So in the signal components and purpose, just you need to see that the GPS signals allows GPS receivers to determine position. GPS signals allows GPS receivers to determine position, velocity and time. These are the three major parameters what we are going to determine from the GPS signal. And the receiver will allow only GPS signals. Why? Means that is GPS receiver only. The GPS signal is a combination of ranging signals. Ranging is nothing but you need to find out the distance between GPS transmitter and receiver. So that is called ranging. That GPS signal is a combination of ranging signals and navigational messages. Based on that navigational messages, you will be able to find out the exact position of the GPS receiver satellite by using GPS receivers longitude, latitude and elevation parameters. So from where we are getting the navigational message. With the help of position only, we will be able to find out the longitude, latitudes and elevation of that particular navigational message. The ranging signals, the range of the signals contains two carrier signals, L1 and L2. You know it, these two L1 and L2 are carrier signals. And this L1 and L2 signals frequency range, you know it, how to remember. L1 is equals to 1.575 and L2 is the 1.227 gigahertz. This ranging signals contains two carrier signals L1 and L2 and a unique pseudo random noise code PRN, pseudo random noise code is going to assign to each and every satellite. So if we are going to use the pseudo random noise code is nothing but by using these you will be able to apply C by A code or P code. Clear access, civil access are course acquisition codes and precise or protected code. You need to assign these two codes to each and every satellite. These two are unique codes. The navigation message, so whatever we are receiving from GPS receiver, so that will be contains that will be contains 50 bits per second. 50 bits per second data stream that conveys information about satellite position, velocity and clock bias. The navigation message contains 50 bits per second data stream that conveys information about satellite position, velocity and clock bias. The significant elements of navigational message. The significant elements of a navigational message are ephemeris data, harmonic data and satellite clock bias parameters. The significant elements of a navigational message. The significant elements of a navigational message are ephemeris data, harmonic data and satellite clock bias parameters. Satellite clock bias parameters. To prepare the GPS signal, for transmission by the satellite. To prepare the signal for transmission by the satellite, first an XR operation is applied. An XR or exclusive R is applied to combine the binary navigation message with the code. First, you need to apply an exclusive OR operation is applied to combine the binary navigation message with the code. If the message bit and the code chip, if the message bit and code chip are the same, then the result is 0. This will be functioning or working based on exclusive OR principle or exclusive OR operation. You need to remember that what is the basic function of exclusive OR. You need to remember that. Then only you will come to conclude that if the message bit and the code chip are the same, then the resultant output is 0. If you have a differ message bit and code chip, then you will get it the output is or the result is 1. This is the principle of exclusive OR operation. You need to keep your mind, and if you know it, you have to remember that. Second, first you need to an XR operation is applied. Second, combined signal. You need to combine signal, this message and code chip signal is merged. You need to merging both. You need to merging both signals with carrier signal with the carrier using binary phase shift keying modulation. You need to combine the two signals, message bit and code chip, with the help of merging with the carrier signal using binary phase shift keying modulation. In this, a 0 bit leaves the carrier signal intact, whereas a 1 bit cause the signal to be multiplied by -1 and shift the carrier by 180 degrees. See, in the binary phase shift keying modulation, a 0 bit leaves the carrier signal intact, whereas 1 leaves the carrier signal, whereas 1 bit cause the signal multiplied by -1. Why means here we have a phase shift the carrier by 180 degrees. So because that reason here we are multiplied by -1. So this diagram shows that only. Need to see this is the message bit. This is the pseudo random code C of t, M of t and C of t. This is the carrier signal F of t. See, this is the one. So this diagram shows rather this diagram or this graphical representation shows that above description. This is the message M of t. This is the pseudo random code C of t. For these two, you need to use a carrier wave, or else if this is code chip, you need to call. No problem at all. This is the resulting signal. The first is you need to use XOR operation. If both are 0 0 or 1 1, you will get it 0. If both are differ, you will get it 1. That's it. In the second one, phase shift keying modulation. So the 0 bit leaves the carrier signal, whereas 1 bit causes the signal to be multiplied by -1 because shifts the carrier by 180 degrees. That's it. You need to see the graphical representation carefully. The next, GPS satellites produce a central L-band frequency. GPS satellite provides a central L-band frequency of 10.23 megahertz. GPS satellites produce a central L-band frequency of 10.23 megahertz using very stable clocks. The satellites then multiply this frequency. The GPS satellite then multiply this frequency, central L-band frequency, by 154 and 122, generate two carrier frequencies L1 and L2. At L-band frequency will be multiplied by 154 and 120 for generating the two carrier frequencies. L1 is 1575.42 megahertz and L2 is 1227.60 megahertz. If you convert this into gigahertz means we will get it 1.57542 gigahertz. So here we have in terms of megahertz, right? Don't confuse. If you convert this into in gigahertz means we will get it 1.57542 gigahertz. And this L2 also 1.2276 gigahertz we will get it. Here we have this in terms of megahertz. Don't confuse. The GPS signals consist of a carrier signal with frequency L1 or L2. The GPS signal consists of a carrier signal with frequency L1 or L2. A unique code assigned to each and every satellite. A unique code is assigned. A unique code assigned to each and every satellite, and a data message conveying information about satellite position, velocity and clock bias. Satellite position, velocity and clock bias. The two carrier frequencies are modulated by a combination of the data message. The two carrier frequencies are modulated by a combination of the data message and unique code. Data message and unique code to carry required information to the user or to the receiver. So that required information will get it from combination of data message and unique code that will be carried to the user or the receiver. The L1 frequency is modulated. The L1 frequency is modulated by two pseudo random noise code signals. The L1 frequency is modulated by two pseudo random noise code signals. Those two code signals are, tell me those two code signals are C by A code and P code. Codes are acquisition code, civil or access code, clear or access code, and here precise code or protected code. So these two code signals will be getting from L1 frequency is modulated. If L1 signal is modulated with the help of these two codes only. With the help of these two code signals only. Assume that if you have L2 frequency signal, that if you have L2 frequency, that L2 frequency is modulated by only one code signal, that is P code only. That is P code only. Each satellite has a unique C by A pseudo random noise code. Each and every satellite has a unique C by A pseudo random noise code, and all these pseudo random noise codes are nearly orthogonal to each other. All these pseudo-random noise codes are nearly orthogonal to each other, enabling a GPS receiver to differentiate among the satellites even though the satellites are broadcasting on the same two carrier signals or same two carrier frequencies L1 and L2. I'll repeat again the statement once again. Each satellite has a unique C by A code, C by A pseudo random noise code. All these pseudo random noise codes are nearly orthogonal to each other and enabling GPS receiver to differentiate among the satellites even though the satellites are broadcasting on same two carrier frequencies L1 and L2. Each and every C by A code repeats. Each C by A code repeats every millisecond. Every millisecond. Each C by A code repeats every millisecond and it has a length of 1023 bit. Has a length of 1023 bit. The duration of each chip. The duration of each chip in a C by A code is about 1 millisecond. The duration of each chip in a C by A code is, the duration is about 1 millisecond for each and every chip in a C by A code. And the code rate is, we discussed just now, 1023 bits, right? If you convert that into code rate means we will get it 1.023 megahertz. Code rate is 1.023 megahertz with a wavelength of about 300 meters. That C by A code will have the duration of 1 millisecond. Code rate is 1.023 megahertz and the wavelength is about 300 meters. You need to keep your mind that, and which will be repeats every millisecond. This is for C by A code. Now what about P code? The duration of the P code is about 7 days. The duration of the P code is about 7 days and it modulates both L1 and L2. The duration of the P code is 7 days and there the duration of the C by A code chip code is 1 millisecond, but here the duration of the P code is 7 days and it modulates both L1 and L2 and it modulates both L1 and L2. It used only by the military. This P code used only by the military. This code has a rate of 10.23 megahertz. The code rate for C by A code is 1.023 megahertz. The code rate for this is 10.23 megahertz. That is 10 times than that of C by A code. There we have 1.023 code rate. Here we have 10.23 megahertz. This is the 10 times more than that C by A code. And the C by A code repeats each and every millisecond. This is repeats 7 days. And what is the wavelength? The wavelength for P code is 30 meters. The wavelength for C by A code is 300 meters. You need to remember all these points. This will comes under differences. Okay. The wavelength about is the P code wavelength is about 30 meters. Making it much shorter, you need to making it much shorter and consequently much more precise than the C by A code. Making it much shorter and consequently much more precise than the C by A code. C by A code. When P code is used, when P code is used in military, it can be encrypted. It can be encrypted. This encrypted code is called Y code. When P code is used in military, it can be encrypted. This encrypted code is called as Y code. This encrypted code is called as Y code. Then coming to signal mathematical model of L1 and L2. Signal mathematical model of L1 and L2. The mathematical model of L1 carrier signal. We have two carrier signals. So how to represent the L1 carrier signal in terms of mathematical model means the mathematical model of L1 carrier signal is given by S of t is equals to square root 2p1. Square root 2, sorry, not p1, pi. Square root 2pi into dt ct cos omega t plus theta. Here we have a phase difference. Here we have phase difference. Theta phase difference we have here. Plus square root 2pq. 2pq into dt pt sin omega t plus theta. Sin omega t plus theta. The L1 carrier signal contains in phase and quadrature phase component. In phase and quadrature phase components. The in phase component pi indicates that in phase component. PQ is the quadrature phase component. So because that reason, the second statement is the L1 signal contains in phase and quadrature phase components. PI means in phase, PQ means quadrature phase component. The in phase component PI, the in phase component PI is biphase modulated by 50 bits per second data stream. The in phase components PI is by phase modulated by 50 bits per second data stream represented by d of t, and pseudo random noise code is called C by A code, which is represented by C of t. So in the above equation, the C of t is nothing but C by A code. D of t is nothing but data stream. This D of t is nothing but data stream. C of t is nothing but C by A code. PI means in phase component. This PQ means quadrature phase component. Okay. Then Next point, the quadrature phase component is also biphase modulated with the same 50 bits per second data stream. The quadrature phase component is also biphase modulated with same 50 bits per second data stream represented by d of t. Data stream represented by d of t, and a different pseudo random noise code is called as p code represented by p of t. So here we have a c of t which is c by a code. Here we have p of t which is pseudo random noise code is called as p code. This is represented by p of t. This is the p of t means p code, c of t is nothing but c by a code. The mathematical model of L2. The mathematical model of L2 carrier signal is similar to quadrature component of L1 is given by. So first we represented mathematical model of L1 carrier signal. Here now the mathematical model of L2 carrier signal, which is also similar to quadrature component of L1, is given by S of t is equals to square root 2 pq into dt pt sine omega t plus theta. See why here we have only one equation, we'll get it. In the L1 carrier signal, we are going to using, or the L1 carrier signal is going to modulated with the help of two pseudo random noise code signals. So because of that reason we are getting two, sum of c by a code and p code. But in the L2 carrier signal, which is modulated by only one pseudo random noise code, that is p code. So because of that reason here we are getting only quadrature phase component, square root 2 pq into dt pt sine omega t plus theta. That's it. That is the difference between L2 carrier signal and L1 carrier signal. You need to keep your mind that difference. Don't confuse. This L2 carrier signal contains only quadrature phase component. The L2 carrier signal contains only quadrature phase component denoted by PQ. PQ nothing but quadrature phase component. You know it. We discussed already in the L1 carrier signal. The quadrature phase component is also biphase modulated with 50 bits per second data stream represented by d of t. D of t is nothing but data stream biphase modulated with same 50 bits per second data stream represented by d of t, and that p of t is nothing but pseudo random noise code is called p code represented by p of t. That's it. Properties. Up to now we discussed signal components, purpose. Then we are going to discussing about, or we are going to remember you that properties of GPS signal. Yeah, the properties of C by A code. First we are going to discussing about properties of C by A code. The first one is temporal structure. The first property of a C/A code is temporal structure. Every satellite in GPS system have a distinct C/A code which is repeating its sequence for every 1023 chips or 1023 bits. The rising edge of the chip sequence is called C/A code. What is meant by C/A code means the rising edge of the chip sequence. The rising edge of chip sequence is called C/A code, which indicates that the start of new sequence. The polarity of chip varies according to the algorithm implements. The polarity of the chip varies according to the algorithm implements by shift register, but the magnitude of chip remains the same. So in this, the magnitude is same, but the phase is differ. The polarity of chip varies according to the algorithm implements by shift registers. In the name itself, just the phase is only changes. Or else you need to call the signal is going to change. There you are using sine means here you are using cos. That's it. The magnitude of the chip remains the same. There is no change in that. This is the temporal structure. Then autocorrelation function. Second property of C/A code. Autocorrelation function. The autocovariance function of C/A code is given by. The autocovariance function of C/A code is given by y of t is equals to integral of c of t into c of t minus tau into dt. Autocovariance function of C/A code is given by y of t is equals to integral c of t into c of t minus tau into dt. So in the GPS receivers, autocorrelation function is used. Autocorrelation function is used in code tracking and accurate user. In the autocorrelation function, we are using code tracking and accurate user to satellite range measurements. So for tracking the code and getting accurate to satellite ranging measurements, you need to get accurate ranging measurements. So this is autocorrelation function. And the third one is code division multiplexing property. All the GPS signals are transmitted over the same frequency only. The frequency is same, there is no change in that. All the GPS signals are transmitted over the same frequency. GPS receivers retrieve the data, individual satellite signals, and process them separately. The GPS signals are transmitted over same the frequency, but GPS receivers retrieve the individual satellite signals and process them separately. This process is called code division multiplexing. This process is called code division multiplexing. The next property is despreading of signal spectrum. The process of removing the carrier, and extracting only data signal. The process of removing the carrier and extracting only the data signal is called as code despreading. The process of removing the carrier and you need to extract the or extracting only data signal. Removing the carrier signal, extracting only data signal is called as code despreading. The mathematical model of C by A code is given by Innoit. S of t is equals to square root 2 pi into dtct into cos omega t plus 1 second. So the mathematical model of C by A code is given by S of t is equals to square root 2 pi into dtct cos of omega t plus theta. See here we are taking only data signal only. We are removing the carrier signal. S of t is the message signal only. So because of that reason in the C by A code we are getting only one. If the signal is shifted over frequency, to baseband and tracked with phase lock loop, the resultant normalized waveform is given by S of t is equals to dt into C of t. This dt is nothing but data stream, which is represented by d of t. This ct is the pseudo random noise code C of t for C by A code. It is multiplied with duplicate of C of t, that is gives rise to S of t into C of t is equals to dt C of t into C of t. See, here we are going to multiply on both sides with the help. You need to multiply with C of t on both sides. Then you are getting S of t is equals to C of t is equals to d of t into C of t into C of t. That is equals to d of t into C2 of t. That equals to d of t. That equals to d of t. So in the next class we will discuss remaining properties. In the next class we are going to discussing remaining properties. Okay. Now I am going to close the session.